a dark corner of the internet, a legend was born. A tall, slender figure dressed in black suit with arms that stretch infinitely. Known as Slender Man, what was once just fiction on screens has become a real source of fear for many. Have you ever wondered if this fictional character is real? Can Slender Man appear in reality? In this video, we will tell you terrifying stories of people who claim to have encountered this frightening entity. Get ready to enter a world of horror legends. The legend of Slender Man dates back to 2009. When it first appeared on the website, something awful as part of a contest to design scary images. User Eric Conson, also known as Vector Surge, created this character in the first image. Slender Man is seen standing next to children in a park, with mysterious features and long arms extending from his body. The legend of Slender Man quickly spread online. Forums and websites began sharing stories, images, and videos documenting supposed encounters with this entity. Games and YouTube videos made Slender Man a real phenomenon in the horror world. Now, let's move to the terrifying stories that some claim are true. One dark night, Sarah was walking alone in the woods. Suddenly, she felt strange presence. When she turned, she saw Slender Man standing far away, watching her. She started running, but felt like the long arms were chasing her. She miraculously reached her home, but never forgot that terrifying night. In 2014, a real incident shook the American community when two young girls stabbed their friend, claiming Slender Man ordered them to do so. This incident sparked widespread debate about the influence of urban legends on the human mind and how they can drive some to commit real crimes. Encounter in an abandoned house. In a remote village, it is said that an abandoned house is haunted by Slender Man. John tells his story when he and his friend decided to check the validity of these rumors. On the first night, they heard strange noises and saw moving shadows, but on the second night, Slender Man appeared clearly to them. They left the place terrified, confirming that the legend is real. Investigation team's experience. A team of investigators specializing in mysterious phenomena decided to investigate Slender Man. They went to a site where the entity was rumored to have been seen. They set up cameras and audio recording devices and began their investigation. On the first night, nothing significant happened. But on the second night, the cameras captured strange images and they heard unexplained sounds. One team member felt a cold touch on his shoulder, and when he turned, he saw a long, slender shadow disappearing into the darkness. Stories from different regions. These stories are not confined to one place. In another region, Jack recounts his experience with Slender Man while on a camp trip with his friends. They were sitting around a fire late at night when they noticed shadows moving between the trees. Suddenly, a tall, slender figure appeared watching them from afar. It disappeared after a few moments, but the experience left them so frightened that they immediately left the camp. The impact of urban legends on the human mind. Urban legends like Slender Man instill fear in many. But how can these stories affect the human mind? Psychologists say that imagination can be very powerful, and the human mind is capable of creating real experiences through suggestions. Some see these stories as an expression of internal fears and suppressed emotions. Symbols and origins of the legend in different cultures. Slender Man is not the first of its kind. In different cultures, there are similar characters. In Japan, there is Kuchisaki Una, the woman with a sealed mouth who terrifies the streets. In Latin America, there is La Llorona, the ghost who cries for her children. These legends highlighted how imagination can become reality in the minds of many, and how folklore can reflect on our daily experiences. The role of media and technology. Media and technology play a major role in spreading urban legends. The internet allowed stories, images, and videos to spread rapidly, solidifying the idea of Slender Man in people's mind. Interactive games and videos on the internet increased the feeling of fear and made the experience more real for many. Research and studies on the phenomenon. Many researchers have conducted studies on the impact of urban legends on people. One study showed that people who believe in these stories are more prone to feeling fear and anxiety. Children and teenagers are the most affected due to their wide imagination and high sensitivity. Studies have also shown that horror can have psychological and physical effects on individuals. Analysis of witness experiences. To analyze witness experiences, a team of experts collected testimonies and verified the validity of the stories. Some testimonies were consistent and detailed enough to make them hard to ignore. However, there are also testimonies that can be explained as visual hallucinations or psychological effects resulting from fear and anxiety. New eyewitness accounts. Recently, new eyewitness accounts have been emerged from people claiming to have seen Slender Man. One such account comes from Mariam, who was working in an old library. She was working late at night when she saw a tall, slender shadow pass between the shelves. When she approached to check, she found nothing, but the feeling of fear did not leave her. Private investigations experiences. Private investigation teams visit places rumored to be haunted by Slender Man. They use advanced technology like thermal cameras and sensors to record any unusual activity. In one experiment, a team managed to record mysterious sounds and image of a tall, slender figure appearing and disappearing quickly. Interviews with experts. We conducted interviews with experts in psychology and sociology to analyze the impact of the Slender Man legend on people. Dr. Ben, a psychology professor, says that horror can have profound effects on the human mind. Urban legends exploit our basic fears and make us feel insecure. Scientific analysis of the phenomenon. Psychologists and researchers are trying to provide a scientific explanation of the phenomenon. Theories range from collective hallucinations to the psychological effects of the isolation and fear. Some researchers see Slender Man as a manifestation of our fears of the unknown and things we do not know. Impact of the legend on children and teenagers. Children and teenagers are the most affected by the Slender Man legend. Scary stories can cause them nightmares and affect their behavior. Some schools and organizations warn parents about the impact of these stories on their children and try to educate them on how to deal with such fears. Impact of interactive games and videos about Slender Man increase the feeling of fear and make the experience more real. Some players claim they felt the presence of the entity while playing, and that the games caused them nightmares and deep feeling of fear. It is important to raise awareness about the impact of urban legends on people. Governments and non-profit organizations try to educate people on how to deal with these stories and not succumb to fear and panic. People are also encouraged to think critically and analyze the information they receive. And so we reached the end of our journey through the dark and terrifying world of Slender Man. Were all these stories just fiction, or is there something more mysterious lurking in the shadows? Slender Man remains part of urban legends that captivate our imagination and instill fear in us. Whether these stories are true or not, remember that imagination can sometimes be stronger than reality. If you like this video, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to our channel to be the first to watch our upcoming horror stories. Share the video with your friends and comment below on the scariest story that affected you. And stay cautious, because you never know what might be hiding in the dark. See you on the next video. Remember to stay safe and keep the lights on. Goodbye.